Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to game 57 of the tournament where we are playing Vanarus. It is turn 18, and we are balancing everything on a knife's edge. We have completed Conjuration level 4 on our run up to Conjuration 5. We've been attacked in Ivanmore by the raiding squad of Wolf Clan. We've got a bit of PD here. This actually, I think, so we put in a little bit of PD, and then I think we also got an event a turn or two ago. But this is not going to be enough to save this province. But it might be enough to kill off a couple of Wolf Clan raiders. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a few here or there. So, while we obviously would prefer to have not lost the province at all, in fairness, most of this PD was free for us, and in compensation, we do kill off some more Wolf Clan raiders, which lessens the effectiveness of this raiding party, which is good for us in the long run. We attack Sylvania, where they have just left. It's possible they have PD dumped. They have not PD dumped. So we're going to get this for basically free, which is good. We lose no one. Fantastic. And they knock off our force in the Deadlands. And by force, I mean a single line tribe archer. So, this guy put in work. I'm sad that this man has to die because he did actually hold this fort down for an entire turn. But, all good things must come to an end. So let's look at what we actually have to deal with here. He's got a lot of Bear Clan warriors. Those guys are relatively dangerous. He's got a decent amount of Wolf Clan raiders. He's got the crossbows that he recruited. Also got some Crow Clan here. They're not that big of a concern. He does have a fair number of Nidbatheds, which are dangerous, as well as a bunch of Wolf Clan Seath Barenders? Seath Barenders? IDK. These guys can do Moss Body, which is annoying. Pretty annoying. As well as kind of like, he's got the Bear Clans. They can do, why is my mind blanking? One of those days. They can do group bark skin, so that's the expectation, which is basically what we're doing, right? So we are also doing a fair amount of group bark skin and some moss bodies. We're also mixing in the potential for things like mist form, and if we can make Conjuration 5 air elementals, right? Which is a potentially big deal. So this is the force that is kind of arrayed before us. A couple of Bear Clans, bunch of Wolf Clans, close to 100 Bear Clan warriors, 62 Nidbatheds, 84 Wolf Clan Reavers. Those are the main concerns there. Unexpected event in Kasevik Highlands. We lose Unrest, we gain Tax, that's cool. And in Vanarus, we get some Water Gems. So, what are we actually doing this turn? Well, primarily we are on the hunt. So these Wolf Clan Reavers, there are only, what is that, 28 of them left? That is still an effective fighting force to raid 10 PD, but it's not an effective force to raid 10 PD plus some Chewed Heerdmen, right? So we've got Chewed Heerdmen going into Sodorth. We are attacking into Ivanmore. With 24 Chewed Heerdmen, if he PD dumps here a reasonable amount, he can still win this, especially since I have some of them on bodyguards. So that could be concerning, but I don't think he'll do that. We'll see. We're also moving the majority of the army into Sylvania just as kind of like a little hold. We are recruiting Viedmas here, so we want to make sure that that remains an option. And then we also have patrolling over here in Griffin Rock. Now, obviously, he's not sneaking with this particular party yet, but there's the possibility that he has other parties. If we can sneak them out, that would be good. Sneak them out, patrol them out, that would be good. We're also continuing to build our palisade over here in Belmar, and we're recruiting. We're recruiting another Vanarusian Sage and a bunch of Chewed Herdmen. We have 15 more here. We've talked about the math of kind of what we're looking at. We've got 159 units here. We've got 62 units here. We've got 37 units here. We've got another 37 units here. So, oh, and we're recruiting more heavy cab in Whiteport. So, right now, we are sitting at the point to where our force pretty closely matches his force. Chewed Herdmen are better than Bear Clan, better than Wolf Clan, and I think match fairly well into the Nidbatheds for their price point, considering the bless that he currently has. So from an actual like unit perspective, I'm fairly happy with what my army is matched up against his. The question comes from Magic, because we know he's going to be able to do Moss Body, we know he's going to be able to do Group Barkskin, which is what we are doing. The issue is do we have anything else to add to the mix? So we already talked about it, right? Like, we have Mistform, which is something that he's not got mixed in, which is nice. We've got 4 good casters for that. But more specifically, again, the goal is Conjuration 5 will get us access to Air Elementals, which are Air 2s can cast with 2 Air Gems. We have a shit ton of Air Gems. That is not a problem in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, Air Elementals in general, I feel weaker in Dominion 6 than they did in Dominions 5. So this is not like the end-all, be-all of everything. But being able to toss out 4, I hope we get another Vanarusian Sage, but being able to, that is Air 2, being able to toss out 5 a turn would be great. But even just 4 into 8, so 4 into 8 is easy enough. Into 12 is significantly harder because we don't have the gems to reduce fatigue, so they're going to be fatigued out for quite a while, but they could toss another 4 towards like the midpoint of a battle. And 12 Air Elementals could very well make the difference, right? So the first wave is likely to get chopped up, depending on where they land, but could still take a couple of units with them and destabilize the formations that the enemy is in, and then the second wave could actually deal more damage. Again, it depends on a lot of the particulars of where they land and what all is there at that point, etc., etc. But I do think this is probably the best play that we have. Now, we are at 227 research. Right now, we have 519 left. We will not make it in 2 turns. If he marches his force directly at us, he will be attacking us on the 3rd turn when we would be finalizing the research of Conjuration 5. That's not good. If he locks us into our cap, he's got more options at that point. If he doesn't attack us at all, right, if he just raids out into Devon and Runia and again starts taking these other scenarios or other provinces, then that's horrendous. We've got to get to Conjuration 5 and we just got to march every single unit that we have at him and hope that that wins us. But that'll probably go poorly, so hopefully it doesn't come to that. I think he's going to attack us. If he was just interested in choking us out, I think he already would have started going or other indie provinces. But it seems to me potentially likely that he is throwing all of his forces into charging at me so that he can take me out, take me down, take my territory, be big and strong, and have two sets of caps and the territory that go with them, and move into the mid game in a good position. So if he marches at us, we need to hit Conjuration 5 before that third turn. In that vein, we are sending the 2 Viedmas that we have. These both have Research 12, which will get kicked up to 13 by being in the same location as our Great Sage. We will have another Vanarusian Sage, so that's 26 from the Viedmas, and that is another 16 base plus the 7 plus the 1, which I think is 17. No, it's already counting the 1. Is it already counting the 1? I believe it's already counting the 1. So, what that means is we will not make it to Conjuration 5 without next turn taking our god off of Firebirds. Which obviously I think we're gonna do, right? We're loath to do so. We're sitting at 12 Firebirds. 13 Firebirds is not gonna make the difference, right? And we want to be able to fight on our cap, not in our cap. Or in Whiteport, right? Whiteport being another good alternative. Though it's unlikely. If he slow marches at us, then maybe we can fight in Whiteport. But that seems very unlikely. So, the hope is that he's gonna rush us. Not rush us, it's not a rush at this point, it's fucking turn 18. The hope is he's gonna march at us with the assumption that this army is going to win. And we are going to show him that that is not the case. So, fingers crossed. We'll see how that all works. See you next time. Bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.